The rate of Russian advances in Ukraine has been steadily declining since November 2024, in part due to successful Ukrainian counterattacks in eastern Ukraine. The UK Ministry of Defense reported that Russian forces advanced 143 square kilometers in Ukraine in March 2025 as Ukrainian forces conducted successful tactical counterattacks in the Pokrovsk direction. The UK MOD reported that the rate of Russian advances in Ukraine has decreased each month since November 2024, as Russian forces seized roughly 730 square kilometers in November 2024, 393 square kilometers in December 2024, 326 square kilometers in January 2025, and 195 square kilometers in February 2025. ISW has observed geolocated footage to concur in the assessment that the monthly rate of Russian advances in Ukraine has decreased since November 2024. ISW has observed geolocated evidence to assess that Russian forces in Ukraine gained roughly 627 square kilometers in November 2024, 569 square kilometers in December 2024, 427 square kilometers in January 2025. 354 square kilometers in February 2025, and 203 square kilometers in March 2025. The UK MOD likely uses a different methodology or sources to assess Russian advances in Ukraine, but the UK MOD's report is consistent with evidence ISW has observed of decreasing monthly Russian advances between November 2024 and March 2025. Ukrainian forces have conducted localized counterattacks in the Pokrovsk and Toretsk directions in recent weeks, regaining lost positions in these areas and contributing to slowing Russian advances in Ukraine. But Russian forces conducted the largest series of missile and drone strikes against Ukraine in nearly a month on the night of April 5 and 6. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that preliminary data states that Russian forces launched 9 Kh-101/Kh-55 cruise missiles from two 95 ms aircraft from the airspace over Saratov Oblast, 8 caliber cruise missiles from the Black Sea, 6 Iskander-M ballistic missiles from Bryansk Oblast, and 109 Shahid and decoy drones from the directions of Bryansk City, Milarovo, Rostov Oblast, Primorsko-Akhtarsk, Krasnodar Krai, and occupied Cape Chauda, Crimea. Combat footage has been released showing Australian fighters engaging in a fierce battle against Russian troops in Russia's border Kursk region. The video posted on Telegram app has been captured by the helmet camera of a Western soldier and shows the combat between Russian troops and Australian mercenaries fighting within the Ukrainian army. The exact location of the battle as well as the date when it took place has not been reported. The fighters are seen being repeatedly attacked in the wooded area in a village. According to unconfirmed reports, one of the Australian soldiers was killed during the battle. The fighters belong to Ukraine's International Legion that was set up by the Ukrainian government shortly after Russia's full-fledged invasion in 2022. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba stated in March 2022 that over 20,000 volunteers from 52 countries have volunteered to fight for Ukraine, however the precise number of these fighters is not known.
Russian drones follow them wherever they go. Shoot! Despite running a very short distance, they are out of breath and are already resting.
Okay? Sierra.
Не, нема нічого,
Over.
Go, ребят. Oh,
They don't seem to have much idea what to do.
yeah. This way, where? We have exfil coming. It's open field, huh? It's open field. If we take FPV. Yeah. Shoot! Incoming! Okay, we need to move. Moving! All right.
Ukrainian troops have advanced in the Pokrovsk direction. This is stated in a report by the Institute for the Study of War. It is noted that Ukrainian forces recently advanced along Lenin Street in western Novoyelya-Zvetovka, southwest of Pokrovsk, and liberated Nadievka, west Novoyelya-Zvetovka. At the same time, Russian mill bloggers claimed that Ukrainian troops had advanced to the western outskirts of Soleno, southwest of Pokrovsk. ISW does not confirm the claim of a Russian mill blogger who reported that units of the Russian 90th Tank Division allegedly advanced to the center of Troitskoy and that Russian forces captured Bogdanovka, both southwest of Pokrovsk. The analysts also added that the Russian troops were advancing northeast from Pokrovsk near Tarasovka, also east of Pokrovsk, Alizavetovka, Vodyanyoy, Votoryoy, Luk, south of Pokrovsk near Zeleny, and Vozrozdeny, and southwest of Pokrovsk near Udachny, Novosergievka, Nadeyevka, Uspenovka, Kotlinoy, Novoranka, Kotliarovka, Suka, Balka, Bogdanovka, and towards Muravka. Russia is concentrating its main offensive efforts on the Pokrovsk sector in Donetsk Oblast, but is stalling and failing to advance. Pokrovsk, situated about 70 kilometers northwest of Donetsk, remains one of the most hotly contested areas of the front. Syrsky previously claimed that 7,000 Russian soldiers were killed near the town in January alone. In February, the situation near Pokrovsk somewhat stabilized, with the Ukrainian military saying that Russian troops were bogged down near the city. Ukrainian artillerymen, returning from a 5-day rotation on the Pokrovsk front, expressed doubts about the likelihood of a sustained ceasefire with Russia. The soldiers, part of the 59th Assault Brigade, have been operating at an undisclosed location on the Pokrovsk front, where they have been safeguarding the flanks of the embattled city. The soldiers spoke of past experience with Russia-backed separatists who have repeatedly violated ceasefires since the conflict began in 2014 in eastern Ukraine, and conveyed a general distrust towards the Russian leadership. For months, Ukrainian troops have been repelling Russian assaults around the city. Moscow's forces have been slowly advancing with the aim of capturing the entire region.